first step of this process is going to be removing the staples. Get yourself a screwdriver, maybe a pair of pliers, some needle nose, grab those things and just start pulling them out. They're just stapled into plastic. It comes out pretty easy, and before you know it, you'll have the cover off that thing. Okay, now that the cover is off, let's figure out where we're going to make our cuts. I think it helps to make some lines. That way you have a little something to follow. I used the speed square, that way I was able to mimic what I did on this side, on the other side of the seat. And then when I cut, I was able to see the blade go through and be as even as possible. Once you finish that, take a cheese grater. I found that pretty useful with this hard foam. It works very well at just grinding that thing down, making it smooth. As you can see, pretty straightforward. Okay, on to step 2, adding foam. After some research, I found basically adding carpet padding is about the best solution for this. It's cheap, it's affordable. Home Depot has this high-density Nike grind that was pretty cool. It was basically their highest quality carpet padding they had. So it's about very cheap. I bought enough to mess up if I had to. Once you get that pad, go ahead and just lay your seat face down on there. It helped a lot if you put some padding up underneath it and give yourself a nice tight edge on there. And just kind of take a Sharpie and basically trace around. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and lay that on top of the pad again. We're going to trace around it after we've kind of trimmed off some places, make sure that it fits. We want to make this next layer about 1/4 inch off. That way it's offset a little bit, just enough to give that slope to allow the seam to go in there and give the seat some nice contour. Now that we have that, let's go ahead, as you see here, put it on there, make sure it fits, and spray away. Line up the next layer, make sure it has that nice offset there. I would say 1/8 to 1/4, and even add another layer if you want. I went with 2, but in the end, maybe 3 would have been better. I just wanted to make sure that I still had some width to the actual seat. Once they line up, give it a spray, glue it on. You'll find it's very solid, and once on there, it's on there permanently. Alright, so as you can see here, we have the seat cut, trimmed, shaved down. We got the new foam set here. When it's on the bike, it'll sit more like that. We got the spray foam adhesive, so it's on there good. Went with the chunk side up just because it seemed to just work better, and that's kind of how they lay the carpet anyway. So now it's going to be time to set this down here. We'll roll this around, glue it, staple it on, and follow up. So before we actually add the foam around it, let's go ahead and just put the seat back on the bike. Make sure it lines up the way we want, in case this is the last chance we need to do any recutting. We don't want to have to destroy foam. Alright, so I just kind of wanted to show you here. Took the spray and I sprayed the top cover so it sits nice. I'm gonna let that dry up and set a little before I wrap it. So now that we have it done there, you can see what it looks like. I've just stapled it in a few places underneath the seat to hold it in place. Glued it as I went along to make sure that it stays with the contour of the seat as well. So for the final part of this video, I wanted to just do something cool. I wanted to end it in style, put on a really cool cover. I spent a lot of time just researching this thing, cutting it, getting materials, trying to save my money where I could. I figured, what the heck? These guys cost about, it's about 30 bucks to send it, and they only charged me about 8 bucks to send it back and about 90 bucks for the work. So 100 and some bucks there and good to go. I thought it was a really cool deal. They were really responsive through email. I even sent them a message ahead, said, hey, can you guys do an Apollo cover? They said, sure, send it in and we'll do it. All their seats are custom, so pretty much any seat you have, they can do the stitching for it. Came in here, they have a really cool, unique builder. You can come in here and actually build whatever combo you have. I put in a special request for my ribs because they didn't actually have the rib color. I had noticed somewhere on their site somewhere else that they had a kind of red and white or red and blue, and so yeah, the box is actually scheduled to come here in the next little while, sometime today, so let's go ahead and wait for it to get here and see how it looks. Alright guys, look what just came. Boom boom boom. I have cut it, but I have not opened it yet. Let's see what she looks like here. There's some wrap. Ooh, there she is, sticking out. Oh yeah. There she is. Yep, everything looks good. Only problem is they didn't put the hole in and they didn't give me my hardware back. So, other than that, I'm not sure how I'm going to mount this. Looks great though. Looks amazing. I'm just going to have to wait and get hardware and drill a hole and mount it. So, other than that, yeah, pretty cool. So I want to take just one more quick video here. Just kind of look at the product a little bit more. You can see here, really well done. Really nice stitching. Really sticky grip on the side, which is cool. Nice stapling, looks like. Pretty well done. I'm going to have to figure out my own mounting. The front's the same. Room to get in there, no problem. Problem is going to be here, so we'll see what we do there. So generally I don't do 2 videos, but looks like this time I'm just going to have to. Stay tuned for part 2 where we get this thing mounted and take it on the trail. Thanks for joining.